Good noon, children. So, we'll continue microbes in production of biogas. Morning class, we have learned about other areas. So, today we'll start microbes in production of biogas. So, we all familiar with the biogas, no? So, we'll see little bit detailed account of the biogas. So, we know biogas is a mixture of gases produced by microbial activity. That word is very important, microbial activity, and which may be used as a fuel. So the biogas, now look at this picture, biogas can be used as a fuel. So biogas means we are taking living material, we are taking from a living material that can be used as a biofuel. That we'll see. Okay, what bacteria is involved in that. Certain bacteria, okay, which grow anaerobically, that word is important, which grow anaerobically on cellulosic material, okay, meaning suppose some animals they used to consume a plant meat, so automatically in their cell wall we can see cellulose. So it will produce a large amount of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen. So methane, CH4 methane gas was produced by certain anaerobic bacteria which will work on the cellulosic material, So what is the name of the bacterium? Collectively we can call it as methanogens. So if the term methanogens means it is a bacterium. Which category it is coming, children? We have learned in 11th standard on Archaebacteria. So the methanogens bacterium, it is comes under Archaebacterium. It can able to do its function anaerobically, and it will work on cellulosic wall. It will break down cellulosic wall, and it started to release methane gas, carbon dioxide, and also hydrogen gas. So what is the example for methanogens? Methanobacterium. Now look at the structure. This is the methanobacterium. Okay. Next we'll see in detailed account of this process. We know where this methanogens and all will present naturally. It will be present inside the rumen of the cattle. Now this, look at this cow picture, no? So rumen will be there. There we can see inside part of the rumen we can able to see the methane gases, okay. So rumen, okay, inside that regions we can able to see the methanogens bacteria. Methanobacterium will be present in the rumen part of the stomach of cow. In rumen what will happen? These bacteria, no, methanobacterium helps in breakdown of cellulose and play an important role in the nutrition of cattle, because only with the help of this methanogens bacteria cell wall can be break down. So it was done inside the rumen of the cow, and automatically once it was break down, it started to release the methane gases. So excreta, like cow excreta, tongue of cattle, and commonly called copper. So what do you mean by copper, children? Copper means cow's dung only we would call it as copper. So from that we are getting gas, so we can call it as copper gas. So that is only we can call it as copper gas. So copper is actually rich in bacteria, because to break down even bacteria was used inside the rumen. So once the material is coming out, even the bacteria along with the waste material it used to come out. So this copper will contain more amount of methanogens bacterium. So we are taking copper as a cow dung as a starter material to produce a methane gas. So the technology was first developed by Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IARI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, and also KVIZ. This is Khadi and Village Industries Commissions. So together with tie-up, they produced a biogas plant. So what is Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IARI, and Khadi and Village Industries Commission. So KVIZ and IARI both joint venture. They have planted the biogas. So from that we'll get a biogas. So what are the structures we can able to see in the biogas plant? Means it consists of first one concrete tank, okay. So this is, we can call it as concrete tank, in which bio waste are collected and slurry of tank is fed. So this is so like this a mixing tank will be there, that is a concrete tank. So continuously a mixing of slurry will be added over there. So that mixing tank will contain a more amount of slurry of cow dung. Okay, and here this is how the biogas cycle will be there. So solar energy, with the help of that solar energy, photosynthesis process taken place. So this plant was eaten by the animal, and where anaerobic digestion was carried out. Okay, whether it is an animal, inside animal, afterwards we'll get a cow dung. That cow dung again anaerobic digestion will undergone, and it started to release biogas methane, and it was connected with a pipeline, and it was used for electricity and also thermal power. And the remaining waste will be that waste will be, we can call it as biofertilizer. Again this biofertilizer can be given to the field even. So here it is like a cyclic process. From plant, animal is getting feed. From animal we are getting waste. From that waste we are getting gases. With the process of this we will get gases, and apart from that we will get biofertilizer also, and the biofertilizers can be recycled, can be given to the plant as a fertilizer. So this cycle will continue. This cycle will continue. Is that clear, children? So here this organic waste is the cow dung waste. Organic waste is the cow dung waste. So this cycle will continue. So this picture we'll see in the next slide. Now look at this picture, children. So here how it is working we want to see. So here the mixing tank will be there. So it will contain a cow dung or copper, and this cow dung, and they'll continuously add water. They'll make a mixture of cow dung with water, and it is sent through the inlet pipe. It's sent through the inlet pipe, and here this is, we can call it as digester tank, because in that only complete formation of methane gases will be there in the digester tank. And here also one tank will be, that we can call it as inlet tank. Okay, and the center we can see the partition wall for inlet and also for outlet. And here a continuation of anaerobic digestion would be there. So after anaerobic digestion, here it started to release methane gases. Methane gases. For example, it started to release methane gases. So here a floating cover is placed over the slurry. So once this gases were produced, it used to push the floating cover up. So while pushing this gas holder, it used to absorb all those gases, and it will be stored in the gas holder. And here one outlet was connected. Through that outlet it was sent through the gas stove, or through pipeline it will send through the gas connections. And apart from that methane, it will releases carbon dioxide also. So that is also very important. Okay, methane gas was released, and it was stored by gas holder, and it was received by the outlet. That is first outlet, children. Second outlet is here. So here this outlet is used to carry the remaining waste. That waste only we will use it for biofertilizer. So here only one inlet but two outlet. One outlet for waste, one outlet for your gases. The center tank only we can call it as digester tank. And it is again this covering was concrete only. Center only we can see in the digester tank. Okay, we will read over the PowerPoint matter. Okay, a floating covering is placed over the slurry, which keeps on rising as the gas is produced in the tank due to the microbial activity. So this covering which will move up, the floating cover which will move up once the gas were produced. The biogas plant has an outlet which is connected to the pipe to supply biogas to nearby houses. And the spent slurry, that is only the waste, was removed through the another outlet and may be used as a biofertilizer. The biogas thus produced is used for cooking and also for lighting process. I think now you are clear with the biogas plant. Next we'll move on to the microbes as biocontrol agents. This only one we have learned in the biotechnology chapter. Remaining some is that we will learn in this class. So here we have learned, I think, ladybird also in environmental chapter. So ladybird is used to control aphids and dragonfly is used to control mosquitoes. Now look at the picture, ladybird is eating aphids. So automatically we are controlling the unwanted insects, okay, because it will cause a disturbance to the our culture. So here aphid was eaten by the ladybird and dragonfly it used to control mosquitoes. So here these two are very important. And next one we will see the next example. So that is very common one only, dragonfly and the dragonfly and also ladybird work. It used to control aphids and also mosquitoes. And next we'll move on to the other category. Here now look at the first picture, no, fungi group. This is a Trichoderma viridi. Okay, I'll write spelling over there. Trichoderma was given. I'll write viridi alone. Okay, Trichoderma was given. So what is the species? Viridi. viridi. Trichoderma viridi. Okay, it is a fungi. It used to protect the system of root, okay, from the plant pathogens. So this fungi can be used. This Trichoderma viridi, it will spray over the root, and this Trichoderma viridi, it will protect the root system and it will control so much of plant pathogens. Okay, next one, Paculoviruses. Okay, it is only NCERT example. It is only given in NCERT. Paculovirus, and Paculovirus is a virus. Okay, it comes under the category of nucleopolyhedrovirus. Okay, and it used to attack insects and also it will kill the insects and also arthropods. For example, now look at the picture. Okay, here the leaf. Okay, this is the leaf. The leaf is having a virus called Paculovirus. Normally, this virus, when it is present in the leaf, it won't cause any disturbance to the leaf. And when we eat this leaf also, we won't get any problem. When this leaf was eaten by animals or birds also, it is not a problem. But it is very harmful to the some insects and arthropods. Now look at this picture. Leaf is containing a Paculovirus. Either by nature even it will contain Paculovirus, or we will introduce the viral particles into the leaf, and automatically we can safeguard the leaves from the insects and also arthropod groups. Now the leaf was eaten by this insect, okay, and afterwards this was enter into their body system, and second means automatically this body was fully covered with the viruses. And what will happen, this viruses, no, it will enter into the lumen of the digestive system. So now this is leaf and it is entering into the body of the insect, and it was inside the body of the insect, and this now they will enter into the digestive system. Okay, and where alkaline conditions will be there, digestive system where alkaline conditions will be there, and automatically these viral particles were released into the brush border of gut cells. So gut cells are your stomach area, it was released into the gut cells. Now look at the fourth picture, it is all brush border epithelium cells where it was left over. And afterwards what will happen, the virus particle started to release OBS and attacking to brush border of gut cells. So it started to release occultation bodies, that is only OBS. Occultation bodies means they are virion, they are toxin material, okay, occultation materials, that is only OB bodies. So occultation bodies are left into the digestive system of the insects, and replication of virus in the insect cells. So once it was released the toxic material and also their body, that is only we can call it as occultation bodies along with your toxic substance. So they started to multiply in the insect body cells. Once it started to multiply, the insect will die. Why? Because we know virus will undergo lytic and lysogenic cycle. Lytic cycle means multiplication or replication of the virus particle will be there, and it will come out. While coming, it will burst the cell and it will come out. So automatically it leads to the death of the cell and leads to death of the organism also. So by this way, this baculovirus is very, very important to attract insects and also other arthropods. Very simple. virus containing leaf was eaten by the arthropods. So it was entered into their gut cells where these viruses started to multiply. While multiplying, after multiplication it should come out from the cells. For that it will burst cell and it will come out. While bursting, the cell will die. Like that, cell, organs and the body also will die at the end of the virus cycle. So the arthropods will die. So by this way we can control some of the arthropods attacking plants. Okay, next Bacillus thuringiensis we have learned Bt cotton to control wide range of insects. Same concept only. The material will be inactive. The cry proteins will be active in their alkaline condition. So once it gets activated, it will kill the host. It will kill the organism. So that's all, they will die. So that's all about the trichoderma fungi. It is used to protect plant from pathogen, and baculoviruses it will spread. Now, for example, virus containing fluid we can spread over the plant will get viral diseases. Because of the viral diseases, the plant won't disturb a lot, but it will help to kill some of the insects and arthropods. And Bt cotton we have learned in biotechnology. Okay, that's all about the microbes as biocontrol agents. So next video I'll send microbes as a biofertilizer. Thank you, children.